Hello, this is King Korhor, and I'm back again for another episode of the Ex Nihlo mod. Uh, I'm here on the Birch Tree Island, and this is just a gorgeous, gorgeous sunrise. It's one of the things I love about Minecraft. Notch did a great job with making those. There's a platform that I've built out there. I started it in the last episode, and so I built it out, and I'll show a little bit more of that. But the thing that I want to work on real quick is to go in here and to work on a little bit. Oh, shoot. Hey, isn't that exciting? I died, dang. That's not what I was expecting to happen here. As we have a little bit of fun chasing zombies, there's a dark spot around here that I'm not trying to beat it with a stick. Oh, fun of being in survival Minecraft, and as you can see, mobs do spawn around here. I gotta go check out what happened there. I would be foolish to say that uh, death is not something that happens, because it does. This map, and just trying to do anything like a survival situation on a tiny map like this, a survival island skyblock type map, it's just absolutely brutal. Anyways, I wanted to go back and talk a little bit about these little blocks of snow. It just so happens that we got a little patch of this ice plains biome area. And what I want to do is I want to collect just a little bit of it, and whoops, to just collect enough of it to show that we can make some other blocks besides just wood. Um, and I might actually use this as decoration blocks somewhere in the future, make an igloo or something just kind of whimsical. We'll see how that goes. So we got that taken care of, and I'm going to show you off to our platform. So, as one of the things I wanted to point out here, got a habit of just closing doors. Anyways, we got this platform that I've built out. I'm throwing railings up here because mainly I want to be able to make sure that I don't accidentally jump off the side by running and jumping a little bit too fast, getting chased by a mob or something in the middle of the night. Oh, we got some zombie flesh. Lovely. But anyways, I got this platform here that I've built out. It happens to be 12 blocks by 12 blocks. And one of the things that I want to do at this point, and kind of do this on camera at least to start it, we're going to be making a building here which is going to be specifically for making mobs where we want them, which is, in this case, a spider farm. So I'm going to, like I said, we start out with a 12 by 12 platform, and I'm going to start putting walls around it. And then I like to have some spider spawning pads, which are going to be 4 blocks by 4 blocks, like such. And so with this, then we're going to put a wall behind here. The wall is actually just to keep the light out, which we'll deal with here in a bit. And we do this on all 4 corners. And in the process of doing this, as you can see, it goes through quite a bit of lumber too. So this is somewhat intense in terms of resources. It's not bad. It's certainly doable at this stage of in island development if you've been able to make that 5 by 5, 5 tree by 5 tree whoops, that's not what I wanted. Pound that one out. Anyways, I like to have like a 2-wide gap in between because we're going to be trying to get some spiders to show up. in here. And this will allow enough of them to spawn to actually have something useful. At the same time, it's not going to be so overpowered that you can't be able to take on whatever happens to form here. The next layer here, we're going to leave a gap. So we have a solid block, we have to have an air gap, and then we're going to have some fence posts. Now you can have any particularly clear block like ice or glass that also works for these kind of things. However, since we have almost no resources available to us, but we can make fence posts because those just require wood, and we have lots of wood. So that's what we're going to use. And I'll come back in a minute and show you exactly what this is going to look like. We're going to make a quick crafting bench here just to allow us to be able to do some stuff as we need it if we run out of blocks, and be able to make some other stuff. I'll come back when we got these little spawning pads all over. So I've put up the fence posts in that same 4x4 grid on each one of the four corners. This is where the spiders are going to be spawning, is underneath there. And I've put half slabs here on this area that's in the middle, so that it gives you access into those pads. And one of the things that you'll notice in the process of building this is that you burn up a lot of sunlight. So now it's getting to be dusk, and you got one of two choices. You can either stay out here in this area that's deliberately a mob farm, or you can head back and try to hunker down in your little tree island area. And it's kind of sixes which way you want to do it. For myself, I'm going to head back as it's getting sunset. Oh, geez, I just love the look of that. I never get tired of it, and it's, oh, geez. Anyways, so I'm going to go ahead and hunker down. If you stay here in the middle of your island, you're pretty safe. One of the problems I did before is I was way off over here on an edge, and so the mob spawned in the middle. Anyways, I'll be back when we got some daylight. Well, now that it's dawn again, I'm going to show you what else I've been doing. One of the things I also like to be doing when it's dark out is to start chopping down some trees, which I've done here. And I've got a few more saplings, so I'm going to go and compost them. And I got some dirt here that's composted earlier. So I just keep tossing in saplings, and we're going to keep making some dirt. And I've got a few other blocks of dirt which I collected in the past. I also noticed we got ourselves a potato. Must have been something that dropped from one of the zombies, because this is not something I cheated in. And this is a little bit earlier than I was anticipating, but you know what? Now is a really good time to start farming. So we're going to start a real simple basic potato farm here, because we definitely have some hunger issues too. So let's go. There's our dirt blocks, and we're just going to put down a little simple section here to start a basic farm. I will definitely be moving this to some other location later on, but let's get a basic farm started here for these potatoes. I'm just going to fill the dirt. It would be awesome if we had a water source block, but we don't. So let's put the potato down, and we're going to start growing the potato. It's going to be really slow at first, but it'll expand out. We'll be able to harvest and expand this quite a bit here in a little bit. So now back over to our spider farm. Whoops. Just in case we get trapped over here, we're going to leave that door shut. So we're going to go up another level here. And in fact, I like to have 2 levels on the spider farm area. Yeah, there's our little end portal that just keeps spawning mobs. We'll have to take care of that in a future episode here. But for now, they're just going to sit there and hang out, and everything will be cool. Okay. If you're building this yourself, you don't have to put this second layer on like I'm doing right here. This is just kind of a personal preference. But I find it helps increase the number of spiders slightly. I would not recommend putting up a 3rd level like this, though. I tried that on one mob. And actually, about the first time I did this, I got really greedy and just wanted to have it just kind of go on, and made these pads bigger and did some other things, and it just wasn't worth it. Spiders get stuck here in the back corners. If you do that, and then they get trapped on the upper levels if you make it more than too high. You don't even really need to make this too high if you want to go a little bit more minimalist. In that case, I would recommend putting another layer of these fence posts up just to make it a little bit easier for you to walk around in. Well, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to hurry up, finish off these pads like I did before, and be able to get us up to the rooftop, which has a couple of things that are a little bit different. Just to show you, whoops, hope I didn't cause too much damage. This is the reason why I would recommend putting the fence posts up, because as you go in, you want to put a roof up here, or kind of a doorway that you can get into. I guess it's not too bad. You could just simply put a roof there and we would be done. I want to still throw up that extra layer of stuff, though. So I'll be back when we get the rest of these pads on. We're going to start working on the roof. Before I seal this up, I want to show off what the final look of this happens to be. I have a total of 128 fence posts with, again, the spawning pads, again 128 blocks each for the spawning pads themselves, plus the 12 by 12, so that's 144 times 2, about 288 extra blocks there, plus the walls. So it is somewhat resource intensive. Blocks of wood are not too hard to get with the forest that we have right now, but it still is a fair bit. So, easily something a single person can obtain. It's not like some of the super epic structures. But this allows us to have a basic spider farm. And the reason that I'm going through all this effort here is because we need string. And that's one thing that the spiders provide. There are some alternatives that this mod provides. I'm not really all that happy with it. I might show it off in a future video just to show why I think it's so bad. The other approach that is used by this mod for obtaining string is the mod developer created a new feature in Minecraft as a part of his mod that's called silkworms. I personally think they're way overpowered. It actually makes it so that the string is so cheap and so easy that you just start composting it. And in fact, you compost so much of it, or you can, that I find that that's all I'm doing is composting the string instead of even composting anything else. Like certainly not saplings. I just started throwing them away when I did my first playthrough. I don't like it. So it's just kind of a personal preference thing here. Hopefully inside this area here, I didn't need that extra layer on top. Hopefully it's getting dark inside there. And just to be on the safe side, what we want to do now is we want to cover this all over with these half slabs. Just makes it so we don't have things we don't want up here. Getting back briefly to some of my criticisms of this mod. A couple of them, I'm like the silkworm thing. I feel so strongly about it that I'm tempted to go and create my own mod that's very similar to this. It's just that this particular mod developer has his own philosophies, and that's fine. He's entitled to them. And in the marketplace of ideas, there should be some stuff that's competing. I love his compost bins. The way that he's implemented that, oh geez, I've run out of blocks. Gotta make sure I don't fall off this whole platform. Anyways, oh yeah, it's getting nice and dark in here. We want to create an entrance here that blocks up even more of the light in just a bit. But anyways, I love the compost bins. They work out really well. And I like the sifting table. That's something I hadn't even considered. I had considered making a compost bin, and it's been talked about in other places. But the sifting table was definitely a very unique concept and something I really like. I also really like the crucibles idea that this mod provides, and I'll show those off in a later episode. But anyways, with those silkworms, it's just something I don't think is necessary. One of the reasons why it was added is because the mod author wanted to provide a way to get some of these resources in peaceful mode, because some players just don't like playing in hardcore survival, or at least on hard level, like sometimes I like to do. This is actually in just the normal difficulty level. You know what? I think I'm going to try to stay out here and let my force there get infested, and try to get this all finished off here, because we are so close. Oops. There, almost done. When it becomes daylight again, I'm going to show you the finished platform here. Well, as we approach another dawn here, I'm going to show you some more of what I've done to finish this up. I've added a double chest here because we're going to be needing that. We're going to fill this up with some swords. In fact, here's the first one that I'm probably just going to throw in. Have swords and then loot that we collect from here. I like also to put kind of a little doorway arch and possibly a little maze here. And also, do not forget to throw a half slab on top of any kind of doorway arch that you put. I'll get that from up above. And just kind of like that. And that way mobs don't spawn there, and got this covered with half slabs so we won't have mobs spawning anywhere but inside of this little thing. And the only thing that can spawn in here, because of the way that I've made this, is spiders. So we won't have zombies or other things in there too. And so we're going to head back to the base, and I have one more thing that I want to show off before I conclude this episode. Whoa! Yeah, we got to be careful there. Maybe we got to go back and go get that sword. This is one of the reasons that I don't like to stay out in my construction areas, especially right here so early, because we got these mobs. In fact, I may end up losing everything anyways because my hunger bar has gotten to 0 and I'm losing all my hit point or health. I really need that potato farm going, which is kind of the point of what I want to do by coming here. Hopefully, I want to be able to get that. Come on, there. There I go. And, oh, dang. This is a problem. This is a problem with Minecraft rather than necessarily with this particular mod. It just kind of stinks at the moment. I'll be back and I'll have this fixed. Well, on the positive side, I'm back up to full health and full hit points. Not quite the way I wanted to do it. I ended up losing a block of dirt in the process of doing all that crazy stuff. It looks like more than one block. So there's been some damage that's been done. Oh well. As long as we got a tree and a few blocks of dirt, we'll be fine. So the one thing I noticed is that we got some bone here, so I want to make some bone meal and start expanding our little mini farm here. I got this bone meal from some skeletons that I killed earlier, and with this, it gives us a chance to get a couple of potatoes. Oh, got 3 potatoes that time. Generally, you can have as few as 1, and this is the frustrating part about it, is that as you till it, if it's untilled, come on, there we go. Oh, just 1 potato, that all? Dang. So this will allow us to expand our little farm here and do it fairly quickly. So we got a few more potatoes, and we can keep expanding that as we go on. Now I'm gonna go try to craft a wooden sword. Take some sticks and then throw some stuff down, and we're gonna go hit up the spider farm. We need to make sure we put those swords in our inventory or on the hotbar here. Hopefully we'll be able to get some spiders. More importantly, we need the spider silk. So if we go in here, this is pretty typical of what you're going to find now. And there's some string. Oh, come on. There we go. And we really didn't even have too many spiders spawn, and it's still fairly light right here, which is the reason why we need to extend this kind of doorway area here. It makes it a little bit darker for inside. And we can throw up some walls here, and it definitely makes it dark. So anyways, this is our spider spawner, and looks kind of ugly on the outside. We can pretty it up. And I'll be back when we get some string. So anyways, I think I'm going to leave the string for another episode, because this one's already getting a little bit long. But I hope you've enjoyed seeing how I've created this spider spawner as a mob trap. And if you like this video, please press that like button. It really helps in terms of YouTube and increasing the rankings and making it easier for me to be able to do this more. And please leave a comment too if there's anything that you want to say about this video or any questions that you have about what I've done. So if not, I'll see you in the next episode, hopefully tomorrow. If not, see you later.